Let's try again. See if it's better reception this time. It was freezing on the last Periscope, so let's see if this works better. Okay. All right. So we'll get back on our talk. I'll give people a couple more minutes to jump back on. I moved upstairs from downstairs. I'm not sure what the difference is, but hopefully it is better. Hey. All right, so I'm talking about purpose. I'm talking about being a world changer. I'm talking about being a legend in the making. And I had started to just kind of share the importance of understanding that you're not for everybody and everybody's not for you. And for those that are called in specific spheres. So, for some of you guys who studied the 7 mountains, Lance Wannall has done a great job, and there's a lot of other teachers out there who really teach on the 7 mountains or 7 spheres of influence. I was talking about your sphere of influence. You're either going to be in education, you're either going to be in family, you're either going to be in media, you're either going to be in arts and entertainment, you're either going to be in the mountain of science and the mountain of religion, and I always miss one. I'm business. That's my husband. So you're going to be in one of those 7 spheres of influence. Everybody and everything that you do, you're going to land somewhere in one of those spheres of influence. And it is so important to understand that you're not more spiritual if you have a microphone and you preach than you are if you teach kindergartners. There's your level of spirituality or even your level of impact in the kingdom is not based on how much ministry, quote unquote, you do. Your level of impact in the kingdom is based on you fulfilling the call of God on your life. So you're going to have some people that are called into business that create income, and for the people that are poor that create jobs for people that are disfranchised, and they have a bigger impact than somebody who has a mic that is preaching every Sunday morning. So do not look at your sphere of influence and minimize it. If you're called to family, I was talking about the moms that stay at home, or the ones that develop curriculums, or different things for homeschooling. Your level of impact is not any different than someone who's called to government, which is one of the mountains, and is in politics. Your level of influence and your level of impact is based on your focus. It's based on you grabbing hold of your assignment with all of the passion that you have and really doing it at the utmost. And so your spheres of influence, God doesn't increase your level of influence without you showing yourself faithful in the little things. We all know the scripture that says, do not despise the day of small beginnings. Some of you guys, you're at the place of small beginnings where the Lord has just really opened up a door, and you are just serving faithfully at church by cleaning the bathrooms. But you know that God has called you to preach. God has called you to teach. Do not be the kind of person who joins a church. All of a sudden you want to get on the platform. Learn how to serve in any sphere of influence. If people, even in Hollywood, I mentor a lot of people that are in California, that are in Hollywood, that are, in the industry and all that. They know that if you could just get an internship with somebody, they know if they can just volunteer their time with somebody who is a makeup artist, or, who does the fashion for, different movie stars, they will volunteer their time. They will begin to serve at the lowest level. They understand that if they do that faithfully, they will have opportunities and connections. This is really important too when you're becoming a legend in the making. You've got to value your relationships and your connections more sometimes than money. I have a huge engagement coming up in February, and because the other speakers that are on the roster with me, they demand a lot of money, like $10,000, $25,000 to have them speak. The people that invited me are not able to pay me my honorarium, the amount that I'm worth in my honorarium. I could have easily said, no, every other place they pay me what I'm worth. But I looked at the other speakers that are on this platform with me, and I thought about the connections, and I thought about the visibility that it's going to open up for me. So when you're making decisions about your life, when you're making decisions about about work, when you're making decisions about where you're moving, it's not just about the money that's going to come out of it. You need to think about the big picture. We consult a lot of people that are praying about moving to our church to be part of Legacy Center. And some of the things that we talk about them, it's not just about you having a job. It's about you being in a place of purpose. Chris Valentin has this quote that I absolutely love. He says, when you find your people, you find your destiny. So beyond just saying, hey, I've found my job, I've found whatever, make sure that you're around the people that carry your destiny, because destiny has a location. So you want to be thinking about your sphere of influence. You want to not minimize it. You want to find places where you can serve, where you can get in the door and give. And then when you're evaluating what you're going to do and what you're going to build with the Lord, don't just base it on money, base it on the connections and the relationships that are going to come out of that. In the same token, do not use people to get you up to where you want to be, because then there's all these other people, and I hate it. People do this to me all the time. They will Facebook me or they will tag me in their stuff because they want to use my little clout, which is very little, to advance their own cause, right? That's not right either. Do not take advantage of people so that you can get to where you need to get. You need to be able to serve and go low. That's number 2. So understand your sphere of influence. Number 2 was, do not minimize where you start. Do not look at this spiritual, hyper spiritual stuff as more important. If you're going to be a world changer, be the world changer. Third thing is, learn your sphere of influence. Understand that we're not all called to the same people. This is the thing I don't get. People compete in business. So I'm a coach, I'm a consultant, I'm really a psychologist. But right now the coaching business, is booming. And people get competitive. They are fighting. There are people that will come to me that will never come to you. And there are people that will come to you that will never come to me. There is enough people for whatever you've been called to do. If God has called you to write a book, this is one thing that I would say. Make sure that you have a little bit of an audience, or you're going to be wasting your money. You're going to be wasting your money. The Lord could tell you to write a book now, but that doesn't mean you need to take $500, $700 and spend on a book that only your family is going to buy. You've got to use wisdom. And I've shared this before on Periscope. There are books that I'm waiting to release. My spiritual father is getting ready to release one of his books now. He had written books before. He took a hiatus, and now it's the right time. And so don't just say, people are writing books, I'm going to write my story. Make sure that somebody's going to read it. So the next thing with purpose is you need to hone in your gifts. You need to hone in and be a hound over your time. Don't just do things that sound good. Do things that align with your purpose. So when you know, okay, God has called me to be a teacher, you're not just going to be taking every single opportunity because it's an opportunity. When you do that, you are wasting your time. You're wasting your time. You need to have clarity about where you're going. That's why some of you guys have been going in circles concerning certain things, because you don't hone in. Every opportunity. I don't take every speaking engagement. I don't take every opportunity because it does not align with my vision. It does not align with where I'm going. Now, if you're just starting, take them, because you need the doors to open up. You need people to be able to see what you carry. You need to be able to bring it to the table. It's the same thing if you've developed a product. It's fine at the beginning to give away some of the product. It's fine at the beginning to go to every networking opportunity. But when you begin to build your ministry, when you begin to build your business, then you need to learn how to say no to certain things. That's going to be important. So becoming a legend, becoming a world changer. If you look at people like Mark Zuckerberg, if you look at people like Steve Jobs, these people understand how to hone in their energy. They're a little bit obsessed with whatever God has called them to be. You cannot be afraid to be a dreamer if God is going to use you. Okay, my kids have just crashed the party. So you can say hello, right? Say hi.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi.
All right. Now go back downstairs. I don't think I'll be able to get them to go downstairs. But you have to be, and it's okay, because sometimes people will say, you're so focused. You're too focused on this one thing. This is what I say, because I have worked with people as a coach who the thing that you are zoned in, you're not going to be able to achieve anything in it. There are people that get caught on certain gifts, on certain, I want to be a singer, but you really can't sing. I want to be this, but you really don't have the skill. It is important. So this is twofold. It is important for you to be focused and to be zoned in, but you also need to listen to the advice of people that are well-meaning. Don't waste your life and your time trying to build something that you're not anointed to do, and you're not you don't have the skills for. So when you have a vision, when God has given you something and this thing is consuming you, yes, there are going to be people who don't believe you. There are going to be people that are, they don't cheer you on. But if you're seeing fruit out of it, if you're seeing productivity out of it, even if it's a little bit, you keep going. But if you've been working on something for years and years and there is no fruit, there's no productivity, that's a clue that you're probably walking in an area that you're not anointed for. Anything that the Lord has called you to do, there's going to be a level of fruit. We measure effectiveness in the kingdom by fruit. And I've told you guys before, fruit is not just the outward appearance, but if you're growing stronger, if you're growing more faithful, if you're developing more patience, if you're developing more kindness, there's internal fruit as well. So you want to look at that when you are running for a vision, you're running towards something that the Lord has given you. Do not give up, but also have people around you. And I love sharing this story about my business because I graduated, I did grad school, got my doctorate, and all my friends, most of them are doing research. They're working in the clinic, and I would work in private practices and I would hate it. I would hate it because I knew the Lord had called me to work for him. And I also knew I had a ministry call. So I would come home, I would be drained, and I couldn't do any of my ministry stuff. I wasn't being impactful as I could be. Good. Someone said Raleigh's their sphere of influence. Come visit us at our church. Would love to meet you. I wasn't being productive at all. And finally I said, I'm going to launch out and do this business. And people that were very close to me were like, this doesn't make any sense. You have all these loans from grad school because grad school is not cheap. And I started and I was honed in. The first 6 months of my business, all I did was eat, sleep, drink the business. I studied the market. I studied the field. I studied my competitors. I understood how things ran and I worked at it. And I shared a couple months ago, and I don't usually share how much I make and all that stuff, but after 4 years of grinding and not giving up, I make in a month what people make in 6 months. And so you just have to zone in. You just have to focus and make sure that you have good product. Make sure that you have good product. Whatever you're giving, whatever you're releasing. If you're a teacher, if you're a speaker, if you're an inventor, focus and make sure what you're releasing is good. All right, I'm going to take some questions and then I'm going to go eat some breakfast. So any questions on purpose? I want to encourage you guys to come to the Legends Conference. It's July 20th, 21st, and 22nd at Legacy Center Church. So you can go to our website and register. And we're going to talk about destiny. We're going to talk about purpose. We're going to talk about moving you forward. We're going to talk about what it looks like because every believer was made to leave a legacy of God in the earth. We're not just here to be saved and go to heaven. Every single one of you, everyone that's going to watch this Periscope, there is something of worth that you're called to do. That there is something, bringing in speakers all the way from California, all over the world that have been training people in business, in ministry, in every sphere of influence to be able to push you forward. If you don't know your purpose, you can set up a session with me. I also have a book on my site that's $2.99. It asks you 5 questions. If you sign up for a purpose or a destiny coaching session, we will walk you through that and we'll help you understand your purpose in 30 minutes. What are the dates? July 20th, 21st, and 22nd. The conference starts Thursday night. Night sessions are free, but the day workshops is when you're going to get your life together. How do you go about building a team for your purpose, like having a team? So this is really important. I would love to know what exactly you do, but you need buy-in. So I just came from Cameroon with one of my daughters, and her sister and her put on an amazing conference. And one of the things that we did is the people that attended that conference, we gave them the opportunity to buy into the vision, to become part of the vision. So if you I don't know if the same person who asked is in graphic design. You need to make sure that, first of all, you have developed your business enough that you can live off of it. I did not start bringing people onto a team until recently. So don't start forming a team if it's your business, if you're not even making enough for you to live on. Start bringing people in when you can give them a little bit of something and you can encourage them. But find people that believe in your vision, find people that have buy-in, and then give them something for their work. So don't just say, hey, come be part of my team. Either mentor them, either coach them, either provide a resource for them so that they can also buy in. I desire to apply to Regent, the program. I really need your guidance. Go for it. That's where I did my degree. What happens when you're not passionate about something and that you used to be? You need to figure out your why, right? So why are you not passionate anymore, and why were you passionate before? If you can figure out why you were passionate before, then you'll be able to know what went wrong as to why you're not passionate about it anymore. However, people lose passion all the time. There are things that I was passionate about when I was younger that I'm not passionate about anymore because I've grown out of it. So it doesn't necessarily mean anything bad, but you need to figure out your why you're doing something when you've lost passion. All right, I'll take 2 more questions and I will be jumping off. Anything on purpose, on just going for discerning to be a social worker or a nurse? I want to be both. Then do both. Do both. I'm still wrestling about going back to law school. I always wanted to do a degree. I probably will when my kids grow up. Do both. You will be able to get some really good jobs. What if you have more than one passion? Then figure out what you're supposed to be doing in that season. We all have more than one passion. You need to figure that out. Teaching anointing. I'm not sure what you're asking about that. How do you establish consistency? You don't give up. Oh, Radonna, you almost did a dual law. Look, my fingernails are white because of you, Radonna. I always look at your cute toenails and your fingernails when you paint them white. So I got this. Yeah, go for it. Consistency is a decision. Most of us are not able to do what we need to do because we lack discipline. But something has to be worth more than whatever you'd rather do, than watching Netflix, than whatever. So you need to figure out how important this thing is, and then you need to keep pushing for it, but it's just a decision. Marks are indicators of a teaching anointing. You love research, you love information. If you hear something that sounds weird, you will go and try to figure it out. You will go and read about it. You're able to explain complex information in a really simple way. People actually tell you that you're a good teacher. People tell you that you're also a good counselor. Teachers usually operate in both of those. Okay. Any other questions? You want to say hi? No. Okay, no? You're done? All right. Bless you guys. School of the Prophets. We are rounding up on registration. Early registration for that and for the Legends Conference ends Friday. So go. Ryan, good to see you. Miss you guys. So if you're coming to Raleigh for the School of the Conference, my friend Jeremiah Johnson is going to be with us. He is the founder of Behold, the Man Ministries. Go follow him on Facebook. He is phenomenal. He's going to be with us at the School of the Prophets. And then he's also going to be speaking at Legacy that week in August. So come. Yeah, he is awesome and he's no joke. I am more like sweet, Jesus loves you. He just goes for it. So he'll be with us at the School of the Prophets, helping train, and I'll be bringing several other people. So we are providing you guys resources. Also, we're opening up the mentorship. Again, if you're interested in being mentored by one of our mentors in our network, you can email us at destinymentoring@askdrfaith.com. destinymentoring@askdrfaith.com. What do you do when you feel behind? You catch up. You need to figure out how you got behind and what you need to go forward. I've read your book on discovering purpose. I'm not sure of what is. Then you need to schedule a session. Then you need to, invest in a coaching session. I'll go over the questions with you and we'll help you within 30 minutes have clarity concerning that. All right, my dears, I will jump back on when I can. Look forward to seeing some of you guys in July in Raleigh and some of you guys in August. And then we'll be traveling. Is the School of the Prophets full? No, I think we have like 8 spots left now. So, but we'll close it off as soon as it gets full. So it's almost there. There is a payment plan. You can go to AskDrFaith.com/School of the Prophets and register as well. So, but yeah, we are closing out that soon.